This week, mushrooms,
Nailguns,
and Chinese internet cafes.
This is the front page. Welcome to the front page, a show that brings you the top content of the week from the social news website, reddit.com. I'm Tyler Slayton.
And I'm Neil Figuracion.
Well, we can't even pretend that
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, we're not going to naturally
Stop saying
transition.
words.
Yeah. You have seen all of it.
I finished it by, I think, Sunday.
I've seen half of it. We are not going to talk spoilers, but we are going to talk about how incredible it is. Like,
It
even
does
me
really well.
just halfway, like, it's... I tweeted this the other day. I was like, it's so noir that the scenes in the daytime feel like nighttime. Like, I'm watching there at one point, not a spoiler. They're in like a school at one point, and I'm sitting there going like, why are they in a school at night? And I was like, oh wait, it's daytime.
I feel the need to point out for any of you who don't know, Jessica Jones is the newest Marvel series on Netflix.
Yes.
In the vein of, and I feel like it draws comparisons immediately to many fans to Daredevil,
Right.
the recent.
It was all brought up in the same sort of package.
It's definitely in the same package, although
Yeah.
very different shows.
Extremely, yes.
They don't do the same thing.
Not as action oriented.
Right.
The very very much a noir television show.
But so brilliantly characterized, I feel.
Right.
Like, I feel it. First of all, you have a female protagonist who is unlike, I think, most female.
Right. Who was played by Kristen Ritter, who
Yeah.
people will know from Breaking Bad, and
Don't trust the bees.
she was the bee in Apartment
I
23.
never saw that show.
Neither did I. Although I did find out. Do you know that James Vanderbeek played himself on there?
Oh.
He just lived in this apartment
So
building.
Dawson?
Yeah, exactly. The Dawson lived in this apartment building.
No.
But yeah, it's great. And David Tennant plays the villain, and it's
Kilgrave.
the
Purple Man.
It is the best villain Marvel's ever put on screen. Better than Loki.
It is.
He's terrifying. Hannibal
I
Lecter
can't
terrifying.
I can't say much without spoiling.
Right.
But I
Don't
will
even say what his power is.
No. You'll understand if you watch.
Or maybe he doesn't
But-
have powers.
All I know is that, I mean, it went from sort of tingling for me to my heart pounding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, again, not spoilers. The last, whatever it is, minute of the first episode, you think you know, like, okay, I get it. And then something happens where you're like, and, oh, so good.
Keep watching.
Oh, I know. I'm super
gonna watch
excited.
it again.
Well, there you go. There's your endorsement right there. But you know what else Neil endorses?
The show.
Well, you could have said the front page.
This show.
This particular show right here.
What's this show called?
The show is called The Front Page.
Okay.
Bring the top content of the week from the social news website, reddit.com.
I'm Neil Figueroa.
Too late. Whoa. It's with Tyler and Neil, sir. Just table flip, walk off, end of the show. That's how it ends. We'll never know what Tyler thought of the second half of Jessica Jones.
Now we
But we can let's get into our first story.
Please tell the stories.
This is another one of those, like, only on Reddit. This is happening specifically because of Reddit. This is submitted to the subreddit Pics by that guy Beezy. It says, found this note on my car after work yesterday. Thanks, kind stranger. So this is a note. And it says, yo, dog, I noticed your car only had 3 hubcaps. My car at one time also only had 3 hubcaps. I couldn't find the same ones, so I bought a different set. For some reason, I saved the old ones. You haven't had the same ones. I feel like a shitty version of the rap guy who pimps rides. I don't know why this person wouldn't know who Exhibit is. That's a little weird. Enjoy the sweet hubcap playa. Signed, the world's most random good Samaritan. So this guy just saw a car that only had 3 hubcaps and was like, hey, wait a minute, I used to drive that car. I also have those hubcaps.
Good match.
Have one. Do you think you gave him 1 or all 3?
Probably just the one.
Well, why wouldn't you just get rid of, unless you plan on doing this
I
again.
mean, maybe you just want to practice your juggling or something.
Well, he's a good enough guy that maybe he would do this again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. He's just hanging on those last 2
A little bit of
hubcaps.
kindness is acceptable, provided.
That's true. I mean, it does look. It looks like a Honda or something, a very common looking car. So, yeah, I thought that was super cool. This guy, it is. It's definitely a kindness.
We would call that a mitzvah.
Who's we?
I mean, people who use the word mitzvah.
The chosen people, you mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know, but this guy definitely is good. Just what a weird.
I mean, I wasn't brought up to call it a mitzvah.
Oh, does someone think they said something offensive now?
No.
Mazel tov. All right, well, that story is pretty self-explanatory. We can move on to the next thing. This one's weird. This is submitted to the subreddit Not the Onion, which we've covered before. Stories that seem so crazy they should be
But
stories
they
from
are
the Onion.
real.
They are faux real.
Not
By
X real, but FO apostrophe.
well,
real.
now you've created a paradox. Congratulations. Submitted by Hai Wong. Chinese woman presumed dead for 10 years, found living in internet cafe. I know, right? That was the exact reaction I had. A woman who was presumed dead after she went missing 10 years ago has been found, allegedly spending the last decade living and playing games in internet cafes.
What?
Right. The woman, now aged 24, left her home in eastern China 10 years ago after a quarrel with her parents. Presumed dead by her family, she was finally found by police officers on November 20th after a routine check at an internet cafe in the wee hours of the morning. We're going to pause right there.
So she left when she was 14?
She left when she was 14. That's not the thing that is weird to me. They have to do routine checks at internet cafes in China?
I mean, that they still have internet cafes is a weird thing to me. Because when was the last time I saw an internet cafe?
Well, that could be China's weird about their internet. Like, they block, like, Facebook, and so that could be some sort of controlled, maybe like, residential internet is not a huge thing in China.
Maybe.
Perhaps. Because it's clearly, as we get into this, it's clearly not for the social of it all. Because it says here, a fan of the multiplayer first-person shooter game Crossfire, which I didn't hear of until before this story, but apparently it's huge. She spent her days playing the game and slept mostly in cafes and bathhouses. She relied mostly on handouts from fellow cafe patrons and occasionally worked as a cashier at some of the cafes to earn additional income. So, I don't know, it's like some weird, like, Chinese millennial version of, like, running away to the circus or something.
She just, like, live in the same outfits?
It's a good question. I mean, I don't know. Also, I can't, like...
And did people see a teenage girl and give her money and...
Yeah, I want to know where that conversation comes from.
Yeah.
Like...
I can't say I know what culture is like in China.
Right. Clearly we're not familiar, but the whole thing seems like... This is weird. This is weird that this happened.
I guess this happened in America. I mean, I guess runaways happen.
Sure. But you don't, like, what that would be like, we don't really have internet
But they're
cafes.
not in public places.
Right. That would be like someone running away to,
Maybe
like,
they are.
I live in a Denny's now.
And we've learned to ignore them.
Whoa. I mean,
How many panhandling kids have you seen in the last 20
I don't
years?
frequent internet cafes. I keep my interneting for
I meant like
the
just
home.
on the street. Like near record stores or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that
I don't know.
record stores exist. Jeez.
I don't want to presume those people's stories or this woman's story, but I doubt a lot of them start out with, like, well, I got into a fight with my parents, and then I decided I'm going to just play a first-person shooter for the rest of my life.
So what happened to this woman?
The next thing is the police fined her 1,000 yuan, which is about $160.
They gave her a fine. They didn't find her.
Yes. Well, they found her, and then they fined her.
Got it.
Who's on first?
What? Third base.
Exactly. And after initial resistance, contacted her parents so they could be reunited with their long-lost daughter. This is where it gets kind of heartbreaking. I know, it's not, like, bad, but it says her mother said that she had not changed her phone number since her daughter left home in hopes that she would contact her. That's
pretty serious.
right, yeah, that's sad right there. But I hope everything, like, worked out.
Best
Such a
of luck.
weird...
Is this person named again?
I kept the name out of the story because I don't think I'd be able to pronounce it.
Oh.
It has a lot of X's in it.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's a bizarre situation. And I assume couldn't have been going to school this whole time.
So she
Unless
has,
is education free in
what is
China?
that?
I don't know.
8th grade education?
Yeah, about that. But in China, like, that's Chinese 8th grade, so that's like a doctorate here. So, We can move on. That was vaguely racist what I just said. So we're gonna move on to the next the next story. Ooh, this one. This is our. I like these because we've been doing a lot of like safety tips, like ways to like make your life more safe. This one is
You can survive for 10 years in a Chinese internet.
right. Yeah, if you're ever homeless, go to a Chinese internet cafe. Apparently, it all works out. It is submitted to the subreddit Gifts by Third Wheel. Nailgun versus ordinary and safety rated eyewear. So this is from a company called Edge Eyewear, who put up a YouTube video demonstrating their eyewear, their protective eyewear versus standard, like the cheap, like in the bottom shelf at Home Depot eyewear. So check this out. The first thing is this is their eyewear that you're gonna.
That they're not gonna put nails in that guy's face.
And they'll play it back in slow motion. So bounces off. Like this guy is shaken, but okay. Now this is the non-safety wear. This is not Edge eyewear. Ugh. Like, I would almost say it's probably worse that you're wearing the non-safety rated compared to nothing, because now you've got to nail through a pair of sunglasses that someone has to like cut off of you in order to, and then they play dubstep because of course they do. So we'll get rid of that. We have a GIF of it, of course. Like, oh, this.
That's like Comics Code Authority stuff, like the eye, wounding the eye.
Was that a Comics Code thing?
Yeah, like they didn't like it.
No.
Frederick
Well,
Wortham.
no one likes it.
Well, right. Frederick Wortham had a whole thing about like damage to the eye.
Well, yeah. He also didn't like. You couldn't do anything with vampires. So.
Yes.
Who's the character? Oh, the Mobius. Not Mobius. Morbius.
Morbius, the living.
The living vampire.
Yeah.
He's called the living vampire because you couldn't just call him a vampire because
Right.
then it'd be a cult. A cult, not a cult.
Thanks.
Right. Well, you were confused with the find and found and fiend before. But yeah, my advice would be to get yourself a pair of Edge. Well, if you're doing anything involving a nail gun,
Like if I happen to be biking down the street and someone's got a nail
someone
gun,
attacks you with a nail gun.
That's pretty sweet.
You just pedal real fast because most of them aren't cordless, so that line is gonna run out at some point. But in any case, yeah, protect your eyes because
Yes. Be careful.
this is very serious. Also, don't point the nail gun directly at your face.
That'd be my first recommendation.
That's step one. Step one, don't point at your face. Step two, make sure you're wearing safety rated glasses,
I mean,
goggles.
maybe you just need to check the barrel or whatever they have.
Well, don't do it this way.
Right.
Unplug it. Read your manual. Read the manual is probably the best advice we can give.
Yeah. Don't point it at your face. It's probably the best plan.
When you were a kid, were you like? I probably just watched too many movies. Were you like fascinated by nail guns? I think I saw Arachnophobia way young as a kid. And there's a nail gun thing in that, and it just captured my mind. Like,
I really just liked breaking cinder blocks.
with a nail gun?
No, just with a hammer.
With your head? Oh,
Like, let's just.
all right. Well, that seems like a waste of cinder blocks.
It is a waste of cinder blocks. But that
right.
was something that was fascinating to me.
Fair enough. Well, we can move on to the next fascinating story.
Let's do it.
Oh, I realized I put these back, but this is like 2 hardware stories in a row. This is submitted to the subreddit Mildly Interesting by Solipsis Nation.
Okay.
Okay. I picked this one because it is mildly interesting, yet created a giant debate. This one has like 2,000 comments on it right now. So it says, this gate is designed so that anyone with a key to any one of the 9 locks can open it without needing a key to any of the others. So it's some sort of gate, which I assume leads to this parking lot. And if you have a key to any one of those padlocks, you can open the gate. Which seems counterintuitive, but actually user Sexy Beef explained it pretty well. He just says, disregard the whole mechanism. Imagine 9 locks connected to form a chain. Any person can break the chain with 1 key. Same thing here, only the locks are connected rigidly via a sliding bolt mechanism with lock holes. If any of the lock is removed, the, quote, chain is broken at that point and the bolt slides freely. So he explained the mechanism very well. But then this debate started of, so why not just have 9 keys in one lock? And it just went back and forth and people got deep with they were like, well, key cryptography states that this, and this. And people had good points. One person mentioned well, if whoever's renting this sort of space, if they lose their right to entry, they can just cut their lock off, replace it with another one, and then you don't have to give out 8 new keys because you replaced the lock.
Smart.
Same thing if the key is lost. You would have to replace the lock and all the keys. In this case, you only have to replace one lock.
What if they had this weird system? This is totally unrelated to this story because I don't really know. But what if they had this weird system where all 9 keys had to be in the locks, turned at the same time?
Oh, the stone cutters.
Yes. Or the nuclear missile thing.
Yeah, I don't think anything is that important that this Fellowship of the Key needs to.
That's.
By the way, you're all welcome for Fellowship of the Key. That was off the top of the dome. Yeah, I'm still. Everyone in this post made.
I think having
really
different
good
keys would be helpful.
Right, and honestly,
I wouldn't want to share the same key with everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, a padlock is only deterring someone so much that I'm just why not just have 9 keys? You could either, it's 9 keys or just a bolt cutters that you can get anywhere. So, I mean,
I don't know what it looks like.
I think it's just the parking lot. I think this is to keep your car. I guess it's so only these 9 people can park there. I assume it didn't really explain.
I didn't see the mechanism. Okay, now I see it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I want this discussion to continue. I want a definitive answer of what is better, 9 keys or 9 locks. Hashtag 9 keys, hashtag 9 locks.
Well, there are 9 locks and 9 different keys.
All right, I'm trying to be succinct here. I can't say hashtag 9 keys, 9 locks, or hashtag. Wait. See, I've already. One lock, 9 keys. Yeah. I don't know, but post in the comments. Tell us. Just explain why. Why?
Or it could be like that bridge in France where you leave a lock because you fall in love with.
Which I think they've removed. They've started taking those off. I know, but it's sort of pollution. It's like an art project that's also dumping a bunch of metal next to a river in France.
Is it?
Well, it's just a bunch of padlocks on a chain link fence.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, that is metal.
Also, it's a bunch of kids doing. That's annoying. I'm an old man. What can I say?
All right.
Get off my lawn. My lawn happens to be on that
river in France.
Yes, I should know that. But I don't.
Bridge.
Okay. Oh, this story. This. I know I say this. I've said this every other show. This might be my favorite story we've ever done.
Okay.
Submitted subreddit Funny by Obvious Plant. As we know, this week is Thanksgiving, which we're all excited about.
Speak for yourself.
What I think we can all agree on is we're not excited for Black Friday. Because you're not a Black Friday person, are you? Oh, okay. Because I was like, that's it. The rest of the show is getting Neil to not go to Black Friday. But this one is called. I added some fake Black Friday deals to this weekly in-store flyer. It is one of the funniest things I've ever read.
Okay, I haven't actually seen these.
This is I didn't read all of them because I was I'm saving something. So obviously this person is both a comedian and a graphic designer, which I'm all about. And so he just made these fake ads for save 30% on all Skittles brands flat screen TVs. Hot gifts for centaurs, which includes mane and tail shampoo.
And a stand-up desk. And
a stand-up desk.
Wait. Those three things together are centaur gifts.
Yes, a precision archery. I love this. A tent with an angry possum in it. $24.99. That's a good deal for a tent.
A great tent.
I'll deal with the 87 copies of Airbud Golden Receiver. Not even the first Airbud. That's like the fifth one or something. This one of the ones I've looked at might be my favorite. Racist printer. And then in small letters it says, "It's racist. Sorry, that's why it's on sale."
I like the invitation to Kyle's bar mitzvah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel bad that Kyle needs to advertise his bar mitzvah in...
Includes DJ, face painting.
an Afro C-3PO figure. Luke Skymopper.
Okay, so this is definitely something I should be looking at.
This guy is please, if you live anywhere near Chicago, please come on our show. I know that you'll be admitted to doing something that is semi-legal, I think, would be the best way. I don't think it's...
I mean, it was probably an annoyance to the store, but maybe not.
Right. Friday only spent $75 more and get a free Falcon.
I love the name.
Falcor. Falcor's a terrible name for a Falcon. Falcor is a luck dragon. Forget the story. I hate it now. No. Sir Fluffy. Oh my god, he put him on the glass like Sir Mix-a-Lot. I can't believe this is amazing. This person is my hero. He's my Santa Claus. He's my Batman. He's everything to me.
I mean,
he or she. I'm sorry, he or she.
I might partake in the Friday of Black.
Are you really?
Just because of this.
Oh, just because of this would get me to go. Dude, if any of these were real, yes, 100%.
I mean, I want to go to Kyle's bar mitzvah.
I want a fanny pack filled with pudding. $10 for a fanny pack full of pudding? That is a great deal.
I mean, the pudding alone.
It says the portable pudding solution. Oh my god, this is my favorite thing ever. This makes me so happy. And gifts they'll use once on a bread maker.
Oh, I would use a bread maker.
$129 for a treadmill. I know this is all fake, but I was like, that could actually get me to go. That is a good deal.
I mean, if you only use it once, you paid for it.
And this is it's a Target for sure. But yeah, he's a really good graphic designer also because it blends perfectly.
He does the job.
This is great. This person is...
I think I dig the juxtaposition of all of those centaur items.
Right, yes.
Standing desks.
I think we should
and the cross.
We need to do a call to arms.
Handle.
We need to do like Fight Club and
the one thing about Centaur Club, the first thing about Centaur Club?
No, we don't have a Centaur. I'm saying we should, like Project Mayhem, put these everywhere. Everyone should print these out and go to their local Target and put them up.
Oh, yes.
Do that. Don't tell them that we told you to, because...
We told you to.
We don't want to be legally responsible. We don't make... we don't have money.
I know.
It's why we're shopping on Black Friday for an exercise ball.
We're only going to use it once.
Also, $20 for an exercise ball, you can get them cheaper than that. That's not a great deal.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, moving on. Like, the next story is going to have to bring it, because that was incredible. Oops. Shouldn't have put this story next, but we're doing it.
All right.
This is submitted subreddit news by Reader7, who I think has contributed to this show before. Philly passengers pulled off flight for speaking Arabic. So yeah, we just went real funny to real serious. I probably could have ordered these better, but we're going to roll with it. A Philadelphia pizza shop owner and his friend had to call 911 in Chicago's Midway Airport in order to get on their flight home. I apologize if I'm about to butcher your names, but Mahir Khalil and Anas Ayad said that they were profiled, which I think is pretty obvious. Asked to step aside during the boarding process because a fellow passenger said he was afraid to fly with them. This is a quote from Khalil. If that person doesn't feel safe, this is amazing. If that person doesn't feel safe, let them take the bus. We're American citizens just like everybody else, which is what he told the Southwest gate agent. The gate agent told them apologetically that they would not be allowed on board because a passenger was afraid to fly with them after overhearing the men speak Arabic. I mean, really, at that point, just tell the truth and be like, we're pulling you aside because that guy's a racist. And for some reason, we're listening to him and not, common sense. Or, yeah. He says, I didn't know what to do, so I called the cops. The flight was delayed, and the two men ultimately were allowed on board after being questioned again by airport security and police. Some of the passengers were very supportive, Khalil said, but others made the flight home outright uncomfortable. So this is, and it goes further into the article that this is possibly a response to what happened in Paris. Unfortunately, that's no excuse for it. That's just might be a coincidence. Might just be.
I mean, that's pretty recent news. So
sure, it could just be this. Well, obviously, this person is a racist. They just felt like being a vocal racist at that time. But yeah, this is awful. This is not.
There's a lot of awful stuff going on.
Yeah, and people get just like, it's a language, man. Like, what part of that makes you feel unsafe? Like, people just talking. So, I don't know. That was horrible. It did have. There was one weird part at the end here, where it says, "This is still Khalil talking." We were walking down the aisle, and I told him, he's referring to his friend, to smile and act like nothing was wrong. But then people kept asking me, what's in that box? I was carrying a small white box, and the passengers made me open it. I don't know if this is exactly how he said it, but this is how just the next thing in the article was just, so I shared my baklava with them. Which is nice, but also would be a huge test for me, because I don't particularly like baklava.
I love baklava.
I don't like it. It's very dry, and I don't know. Maybe I've not had good baklava. Well, but I would. But if he offered me baklava at that point, I'd be like, it's racist if I don't take it, but also I don't like baklava. So that would be the big conundrum for me. Whatever. Not liking baklava makes me racist. I should probably learn to like baklava because I don't want to be racist.
Yeah. Or find the good baklava.
Find the good baklava. I think that's a good message for life. Find the good baklava, everybody. And fuck this guy that felt unsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a right to feel unsafe, but he should shut his damn mouth about it. So, we can move on. I don't think there's much else to be said there. Let's talk about drugs.
Okay.
You okay? It sounds like...
Yeah, I just caught it.
Something just kicked in. All right, submitted to, again, one of our favorites, Today I Learned, by MK Ultra Escapee. Do you know this person?
No, but MK Ultra is where cocaine was tested on soldiers.
Oh.
LSD. I forget.
I thought he was talking about Mortal Kombat. Because I am not a smart person. Well, we've established. Go back, watch other episodes. You'll figure that out pretty quick. All right. What, first episode?
This one right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this current episode, you probably... I figured it out 30 seconds in, dude. Today I learned magic mushrooms may give users trippy experiences by creating a hyper-connected brain. Which sounds cool. Oh, yeah, I gotta switch the story. Drink, because I didn't switch the story. The active ingredient in the psychedelic drug, psilocybin.
Psilocybin, yeah.
You're familiar?
Uh-huh.
All right, we're learning a lot about you today. Seems to completely disrupt the normal communication networks in the brain by connecting, quote, brain regions that don't normally talk together, said study co-author Paul Expert, a physicist at King's College in London.
Well, I feel like they've known things like this for a long time.
Whoa.
Terrence McKenna
Hold on. You're just going to roll over the fact that the guy's name is Paul Expert? I mean, how do you not listen to a person named Paul Expert?
You have to.
He had to grow up smart.
Yeah, I just take it for granted that he's an expert.
You can't be an idiot with the name Paul Expert. I'm sure at a very young age he realized, I'm going to have to be a doctor. God. All right, well, let's take these mushrooms and figure it out. Okay, what were we saying?
Mushrooms.
About mushrooms,
yes. I mean, they've been cited as sort of sparking the evolution of the other primates toward what? we are now,
Right.
which is sort of evolved.
I didn't include it in this in what I'm going to talk about today, but yeah, I encourage you to go read this article. It's very interesting. But they did.
His name is Expert.
His name is Expert, so you might as well read it. But go check it out. They get into all that, but it's what they were doing for this particular test is it says the research is part of a large effort to understand how psychedelic drugs work in hopes that they could one day be used by psychiatrists to treat conditions such as depression. In the study, the team used fMRI to scan the brain activities of 15 healthy volunteers. Once after they had taken a placebo, and once after they had taken a hallucinogen. You okay?
Yeah.
Am I boring you?
No.
The team chose only people who had reported past positive experiences with magic mushrooms to prevent them from panicking inside the claustrophobic MRI machines, which does sort of seem like the least ideal place to do mushrooms.
Yeah,
is in an MRI.
I did an MRI experiment once.
Thought you were going to say it. I did mushrooms in MRI. It was not great.
No, I did them separately.
Okay. Psilocybin dramatically transformed the patient's brain organization. With the drug, normally unconnected brain regions showed brain activity that was synchronized tightly in time. I can't read. I shouldn't have taken all those mushrooms.
And you're reading this in an MRI.
Right, yeah. Oh, God, it's happening right now. That suggested the drug was stimulating long-range connections in the brain that it normally wouldn't make. After the drug wore off, brain activity went back to normal. Which, actually, now I think of it, they must have monitored them the whole time. So your whole trip is in, yeah.
No, I feel like they'd have to take you out.
It's probably, yeah.
An MRI is a loud, confined space.
Maybe they took them out and put them back in like after a certain amount of time. I don't know.
Like you let your cookies proof or whatever, your pie dough proof, and then you fill it with stuff and you put it back in the oven.
Pie dough doesn't need to proof; it doesn't have leavening.
Depends on the pie dough.
Well, we'll get into some debates. Anyway, I'm sure you can read this paper is published, so you can read that. It doesn't say here. You don't proof pie dough. You rest pie dough. Let's not cut this all out. This is the interesting part. It said that psilocybin may create a brain state akin to synesthesia. Are you familiar with synesthesia? Yes. It says a sensory effect in which one sense stimulus, such as a number, always gets paired in the brain with another.
I can see music.
Right. It says such as color or sound.
On MTV.
Right. People with synesthesia may see a certain colors when they hear music, or always see the number 3 in yellow, for instance. So I've heard of synesthesia before, and it's just sort of like it occurs naturally where you like just brain wires get crossed and like your senses get mixed up. But apparently this like magic mushrooms can cause that, which sounds interesting. Like I would want to live like that. Obviously, it seems very.
Or in an MRI.
I wouldn't. I definitely would not want to live in an MRI. It's loud and scary.
Living next to the L.
Only slightly. But yeah, magic mushrooms. And also,
they're magic.
If what's his name? Paul Expert feels like doing another study, I would volunteer for science. Like not for any personal
Or Paul
gain.
Expert could be a guest on our show.
He could provide
and be the expert witness.
Oh, I was hoping the and he could bring us drugs. If he feels like it, we'll talk later.
Not that excited about it.
About a British scientist bringing us magic mushrooms?
I mean, that's cool.
You mean the beginning of our adventure? That sounds incredible.
We'd end up in Guantanamo Bay.
Possibly. All right, moving on. This story. This story is submitted to the subreddit WTF by The Chosen Ginger. And I'll tell you, a subreddit title has never applied more to a story. So my friend had a pretty ridiculous allergic reaction to hair dye. And this happened.
What?
Yeah. I'm no doctor, but I would say the problem is in this region right here.
What? That's not photoshopped?
No, that is IRL. That is in real life, as the kids say.
As a person who uses hair dye?
Right, yeah. You better stick with your brand, because no more experimenting. Like, it goes. So this is what she looked like before,
Oh.
which doesn't even look like the same person.
With makeup.
But also in all these pictures, she's got like the lip out. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose.
No, I don't think she can help it.
She just looks extra sad. It's the worst.
Hey,
She just looks
I
so
hope that
bummed.
I hope that there was. I mean, it doesn't. I don't imagine that it lasted forever.
No. Like there is a progression. It doesn't seem to be getting much better. Oh, I mean, I think she's fine. I hope she's fine. She's probably fine. I probably should have done that research. Oh no, that's it. Like we don't get any updates beyond that. But oof, that is
intense.
That is rough.
Allergic
right
reaction.
there. Yeah, that's. I mean, I suppose it could have been worse. Like her throat could have closed up or something. But
I mean, hopefully you're not drinking.
I wonder if she had any idea. I wonder if she has like other allergies. Like if she's allergic to other things, and this just happened to be like another
I
thing.
have a mild allergy to glycerin, which is in almost everything.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people have that where it's just like, oh, I'm mildly allergic to carrots
I itch
or something.
a little more.
Yeah, I heard it explained to me once as like, it's like a health bar in a fighting game, where it's just like, oh, if you're exposed to pollen, then that's going to do some damage. And if you eat carrots that day, and it's like, oh, and then you do like one more thing, and it's like, oh, you're screwed. Your day is going to be miserable from that point on. So, get well soon.
Yeah.
Who's the?
I'm curious.
The chosen ginger's friend.
I'm curious what ingredients triggered the allergy, the reaction.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just this particular hair dye or if a lot of hair dyes have them, but we'll just say your hair color's fine. You don't need to mess with it. Not worth it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, your school picture is ruined at this point. Is what I'm saying.
That's a bad day.
Sorry, that was a shitty thing for me to say.
That was a very bad thing for you.
Yeah, whatever. I think she's fine. And obviously she has a sense of humor enough to have like let her friend post it online. So I think we're good. All right, last story of the day.
What?
You know what? I should have reordered these. This should have gone after the guys getting kicked off the Philly flight from Chicago. This is submitted to the subreddit Pics by Need One More, and this is Superman in the 1950s.
What?
Yep, Superman. So this is a poster, presumably from the 1950s, and it says it's Superman talking to a group of kids and says, "And remember, boys and girls." Wait, you should read it. You're the actor. Like, come on, you can go in.
Actor? And remember, boys and girls, your school.
Stop. I don't want to like.
Oh,
that's your
the comp.
No, you can read it, but that's your Superman.
No.
Let's do your Superman.
That's my voice.
Come on, just do this.
And remember, boys and girls,
There it
your
is.
school, like your country. Sorry, I can't read the text without.
I know it's really
the
tiny.
mic.
I'm sorry.
Like our country, is made up of Americans of many different races, religions, and national origins. So, if you hear anybody talk against a schoolmate or any.
You went a little Mr. T there at the end. Also, Smallville is in Georgia.
No, it's in
It's in
Kansas.
It is in Kansas.
Kansas.
You were doing
Just
Georgia.
I'm messing around.
I'll say Kryptonite kills me. I'll read the rest of it. All right. If you hear anybody talk against a schoolmate or anyone else because of his religion, race, or national origin, don't wait. Tell him that kind of talk is un-American.
Tell Donald Trump.
Right. Yeah. Well, Donald Trump probably wouldn't listen to Superman because he's an undocumented alien.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
But no, we should all listen to Superman and help keep your school all American. And also, if someone is hurting you, don't break their neck. That's just me. That's when you shouldn't listen to Superman. Did you see the last movie?
No.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Okay. No. It's a Zack Snyder film, so I won't see it.
Whoa! Shots fired against Zack Snyder.
I'm willing to.
Oh man.
I'm willing.
Well,
to do
he's
that.
not coming on the show now. We're not going to do
Fine.
Magic Mushrooms with Zack Snyder.
Great.
That's discrimination. That is un-American.
Fine.
You're discriminating against terrible filmmakers.
I gladly do. Don't share the plane with Zack Snyder.
Whoa. What else can we tie it back to? Let's go dye his hair. Hope he has an allergic reaction.
No, I don't need to have any cruelty on it.
Let's shoot a nail gun in his face.
Oh, please.
He's wearing the good goggles, though, so it'll just scare him.
Okay.
All right. I think that's about enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe on YouTube. There's a button here-ish, might be over here. But yeah, it says subscribe. Click on that button. It helps us out, and it'll help you get the next episode of the front page quicker. You'll know exactly when it posts. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Todd Slayton.
I'm Neil Figuracion.
We will see you next time on the front page.